BlackBusters.
What's cracking with the family? We are back with another episode of BlackBusters, the best movie review podcast in the world.
In the world, Craig.
In the world, Craig.
So I've heard and seen myself.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am Bigg Jah, your host, along with my co-host.
Man, there's so many names that I could come up with.
Of course it
here.
is.
I could be just multi-toned, right? Like, you know,
multi-toned is new.
that works because,
yeah,
you know,
works.
because of the movie.
Yes.
But they clone Big Tone, man.
They cloned Big Tone. They cloned Big Tone.
They cloned Big Tone, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna be hella different on this episode.
Be hella different, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta be. You gotta be a little weird.
Mhm.
This is a weird situation. And I got my boy back in the building, man. My
Yes.
brother. I had to call him back for this one, man. This is, I feel like, a dope ass film, acting wise, story wise.
Right.
And I just had to have you here, bro.
Thank you,
Thank
bro.
you for pulling up, dog.
Yeah, of course. I appreciate it.
My brother Anthony Durrell.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Yes,
y'all.
sir.
Welcome back, my man.
Welcome back, man.
Welcome back, my man.
Always.
bro.
Yes, sir. All
Very
day.
happy you're over here. Very happy.
Yeah,
to
very
be here.
happy. I'm very happy that you are here.
Yeah.
Very happy to be here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, let's get to it, man.
Yeah.
This movie we're doing today is They Cloned Tyrone.
Yeah.
Man, that's a hell of a name for a movie.
Man.
If that ain't straight to it, They Cloned Tyrone.
Yeah.
This movie is maybe the best movie I've seen all year.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's heavy.
Okay.
And
I've seen this movie 4 times
Dope.
before we decided to cover it for BlackBusters.
Yes.
The first time I saw it, like I'm an emotional eater, right? So when
wait. You understand. I don't
Emotional eater?
emotional eater, so
when
like
you emotional, you eat.
Yeah.
You going through shit.
yeah, well,
I
but,
used to be that.
but for
Now,
me,
emotion can be like, oh snap.
yeah,
When you
happy.
eat,
That's how I eat, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, you know,
so no matter the emotion,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm happy eating.
Any
I'm irritated eating.
any emotion is fine.
Okay.
for me, like if I'm enjoying myself, I want my favorite things.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I remember turning this movie on,
Uh-huh.
and I was 12 minutes in, and I was like, hold on.
Wait. Pause.
You know what I mean?
Forgetting
Like, you know,
something, yeah.
let me go get some ice cream,
Let me go get right.
cookies
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something, because I was
It's about to be
enjoying
one-
the movie.
It's about to be one of them
that
films.
much.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I was
And
enjoying it that
bro,
much.
I'm not really. I don't really get down. So, my emotional eats is the same situation. I could have just eaten, man. And if I go to the movie theater, I got to give me a little thing of popcorn.
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
real quick. Now this, I think I know what you're gonna say, but I gotta ask you. Now you go to the movie and you get popcorn. Now, yes or no? Just yes or no. Do you or do you not get the jalapenos with it?
Here's the thing. I don't. I don't get the jalapenos with nothing though.
Yeah.
So in my
Not the
defense,
jalapeno juice, and where you
I
can hear a
don't-
sizzle on top of the popcorn.
The hell, you hear the sizzle?
Yeah.
That's he said you hear. Yeah.
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 It's
Nah,
right.
I don't do jalapenos.
Yeah.
Not even on my nachos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
If I see them on there, I'm like, damn, I forgot to say no nachos, no jalapenos. Let me just.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can taste it.
I mean,
You
still hot.
can
Yeah.
taste it.
Nah,
Somebody put
yeah.
some jalapenos in this.
Yeah.
shit.
Mhm.
And I could do juice on nachos here and there if it's just there.
Who?
But juice, as far as jalapeno juice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's different.
Juice?
Yeah,
You
juice
Tampico
on
on your popcorn? my nigga? You pouring Tampico on your nachos? my nigga? Yeah, so I know people who do. Wifey does that sometimes. She'll grab jalapenos and put it on her little part of the popcorn.
Yeah.
Because we sharing, she's not
Right,
doing
right.
it. I said,
Yeah.
let me dump some off.
Yeah.
You gotta do that. You know what I'm saying? But like, some people do M&Ms. I know the homie, he do Whoppers. He like the sweet and savory. He put the
The sweet.
You know what I'm saying?
savory.
I did not know that like there was this much variety happening
Yeah, me neither.
with popcorn at the theater.
Me neither.
I do popcorn.
I do popcorn, but
That's it.
but I drown it in butter.
I can't do it.
Like
Oh, yeah, nah.
an
Yeah.
unnatural,
I understand.
probably
Yeah.
unhealthy
I understand.
amount of that. Like
I see people.
like I got the button and I just
Yeah.
be like,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Let it run.
yeah, let it run.
And the
let
crazy
it
thing about
run.
it is I used to do butter. I never did a lot, but I would do like, I would try to, let me get another little basin. So I pour some of it out, butter it down, shake it, then pour that
But you
back
don't
in.
do that
Yeah,
no more, huh?
yeah.
I don't add
It's
no
too
butter.
much work to layer it.
Yeah,
to
and I just like, I'm a part. My taste buds, I feel like, are pretty good, man. So like, I'm the type of person that I'll just eat steamed rice with broccoli and not put no salt, no butter, or nothing like that. I just.
But you
steamed
see
rice.
how like in talking about these foods,
Yeah.
how it's like I'm setting up my experience.
Yeah.
That's how
good the movie
they
is.
clone Tyrone. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to love this.
Yes.
Because this movie has all of the things that I love.
This is the movie. Real quick, let me just give a shout out to the director, Jewel
Taylor.
Jewel Taylor.
Keep working.
Crazy.
Keep working.
Keep getting work.
Keep writing,
working, bro.
Yeah.
You did this.
Yeah.
It was written by Tony Rettenheimer. Right. I'm sorry, Rettenmeyer. Rettenmeyer. And Jewel Taylor directed it, and he did a phenomenal job.
Do you know what else he might have done? Because I don't know what the feel kind of gave me. Like, now don't get me wrong, it was definitely a different feel. But the directing, like the lighting, the casting, the costumes, it kind of, I feel like. Did you ever see it's another black film, Sorry to Bother You?
Yeah.
It kind of gives me that kind of feel a little bit.
I get that, yeah.
So I'm like, maybe, but yeah, they Clone Tyrone definitely had even the lighting when what's the pimp name? Damn.
Slick Charles.
Slick Charles.
That's a name,
Yeah.
bro.
Bro.
Slick Charles?
Yes, sir.
And she called him by his whole name when she was going out. She was Slick Charles, I ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Not Slick, not Charles,
yeah,
but
Slick Charles.
yeah.
That was his name.
But this is his directorial debut.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So
Now, I
he's
saw-
never directed before. His only other credits, he's got a writing credit for Creed 2, and he's got a writing credit for Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Right.
Okay.
So this guy
He's new.
is new, but
he's rookie
powerful.
of the year. Rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
This film to me is so dope because it feels so real.
Yes.
Right.
I feel like the characters in the film are real.
Yeah.
You know what
Real
I'm saying?
people.
From
That
the
if you
little
go
boy-
Yeah.
if you go to that area, you might see them.
Yeah.
Fontaine seems real as hell.
Fontaine.
Yeah.
Fontaine, bro.
Shout out to John Boyega.
Yeah.
I mean,
John, did your thing, bro.
because
You
he's,
did
you
your
know,
thing.
like these Brits.
He's a British
That's
dude.
what I was going to
these
say. I was
Brits.
going to bring up. Or when I was telling you off camera, that's what I noticed. I seen an interview with him, and I'm like,
You
British.
didn't know?
Nah, I didn't
Yeah.
know he was British.
Oh, yeah, he's
You know
a-
what's
he's a
crazy?
Briton.
I knew
Britain.
when he did Star Wars, but I forgot. Maybe I
Okay.
forgot. So I guess when he did Fontaine, he did it so good. I was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, he from LA. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Nah.
He put a little twist on it. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
to hear the interview, I was like, oh
Nah.
yeah,
The
even better.
first time I heard him, his non-British accent was this movie called Imperial Dreams.
I think I heard it.
Imperial Dreams. It also went to Sundance years ago.
Yeah.
And he played a dude from I think Watts or one of the projects.
He played that shit real.
Imperial
Yeah,
Court. So
yeah.
he's from
He was with the little boy,
the
right?
PJs. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was him and his son.
Yep.
And his wife or his girl was in jail. Kiki Palmer played his girlfriend, his baby mama, whatever.
Right.
And he just got out of jail, and now he's trying to do good by his son.
Oh, I gotta see that. What's it called again?
It's called Imperial Court. I mean, Imperial Dreams.
Imperial Dream.
It was an indie. It's very much like a it's more indie than this.
Okay.
They call him Tyrone.
Yeah.
But he plays a not a gangster, but like a hood nigga from LA.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And
The boy is
Rotimi's
bad.
Rotimi plays his brother.
Oh,
okay.
no shit.
Rotimi plays his brother. Yep.
Boyga's getting it.
Boyega,
Yeah.
he's doing this thing.
Yeah. He was dope. Jamie was dope.
Slick Charles.
Shout out to the Teyonah Parris.
Oh,
as
she's
Yo-Yo.
ridiculous.
She
was amazing.
She's dope.
Yeah.
She did
She was
everything.
amazing.
She did everything. She had the sex appeal. She had the chops.
Mhm.
She had the grit.
Yeah.
Like
She got the
cursing.
I remember her,
Yeah.
but she was a girl from the streets that when she pulled that pistol out, I was like, no, I know a girl like that. And she out there, she on the streets too, like she
Yeah,
out doing
yeah.
the thing. So she gotta have like a little
Right.
deuce, a little
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I love that because the first time I saw her was in WandaVision. Right?
Oh, okay.
So she's not only does she have this thing going for her, she's one of the superheroes in the new, the new Marvel,
No shit.
this new
Oh,
phase,
snap, okay.
right? So she's got powers, but the first time you see her, she's playing like just a typical kind of like Marvel girl. So for her to pull this real ass Yo-Yo out the bag, who was funny, smart, quirky, sexy,
She had that personality.
silly. She was
And
awesome.
I'm gonna be real. And I'm gonna say this on camera. She got the kind of personality that if I met her, I don't care if you was a hoe before me.
I need
Am I? Yeah,
I need that number.
I need
you out.
Yeah.
But
Let me dust you off.
But they do a great job of establishing that, like, she had aspirations beyond just being a hoe.
Yeah.
Right? Like, she wanted to do things and be things. She's trapped.
She's trapped.
That theme of being trapped keeps
not really
showing up.
knowing how to get to where you want to stop what you're doing, but in order to get to where you want to go, you got to kind of keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
I know I said I retired, but I still need a little more bread to get to Memphis. And the thing is, this is how bad she was living. No disrespect.
Yeah.
But her aspirations was to get to Memphis.
Yeah.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, if I can get up out this trap and get to Memphis.
Yeah.
But that shit is real. I mean, like,
for real.
That's
thought process.
That's the realness of, like, the even though, like, they build all the science fiction and all the cool shit on top of it that I find cool, at its base, it's talking about the hood, right?
The hood.
And just, like, the shit that keeps you trapped in the hood. And so for her, being in that little small town, I forget what they called the neighborhood, Glen.
The Glen.
For being in the Glen, Memphis is a big city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if I can get to Memphis, they hiring at Fridays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's literally where you dreaming from the bottom up.
Damn.
I get that job at Fridays.
Right.
They paying such and such and such. I get a little apartment.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I didn't even think about that aspect. Mm-hmm. I did read somebody's thought on Yo-Yo's character in Slick Charles.
Mm-hmm.
And it showed the clip when they were on the elevator going down, and Fontaine was in front, but he was dark.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went back to look at the scene, I said, oh, shit, I missed this. He was darker, but they were lit behind him, and they were both going back and forth behind him. He was looking straight ahead. And it said, what if Yo-Yo represents the positivity, wanting more out of life, wanting to get away from life, and then Slick Charles is more. And it was like they're his thoughts. They're not even real people, is what.
They're his.
I was like,
Hey, that's the type of stuff we had to figure out. We had to bring out of our minds in film school back in the day. And you put that in the paper. Your teacher gonna be like, hey man, Mr. Durrell, let me talk to you
real quick. Right.
I'm really impressed with you.
Right.
Yeah. We had to find, like, because when it comes to art, there's no right or wrong answers a lot of the time. And that even if that's not even what the writer or director wanted to portray, it's three different stories.
Yeah.
What the writer wrote, what the director wrote, directed, or four, really, the editor edited, and then what the viewer portrays, what they interpret. You know what I mean? So that's dope. I didn't even think about that.
I mean, and They Clone Tyrone is giving you tons of subtle shit like that. From, like, the fact that he always loses at the lottery ticket.
Always loses.
Right? Like it's a net loser. How many times you been at the 7-Eleven or the gas station, watching somebody spend their good hard-earned money on them tickets for a way out. So you're not getting out that way. Right?
Damn.
Just the church.
The church. David Allen Greer
keeping you in the church. Like,
he was all the running he was doing, the singing, and but it was. But back to the liquor store. He kept losing in the lottery, the scratch offs, and he kept pouring out little liquor for the homeless dude. It was just clockwork. Every day he was doing that. And for one, it's showing you, like, the routine of his day. He do the same thing all the time. I loved how it opened up with the dudes arguing. You know what I'm saying? That's random, regular stuff you see. Nothing to me seemed staged or out of place. All these dudes didn't even seem like actors. That's what I loved about the film. That's what I love about hood films. That they don't look like, oh, this dude ain't from there, man.
Right.
Even John Boyega, he reminded me of a dude, Fontaine. And let's say this is Arkansas.
I feel like it was Alabama.
Chicago?
I felt like it was, like, rural, like, not like, I feel like Illinois, like Illinois.
I thought it was the South.
You thought it was down south?
I'm thinking like Alabama. They're trying to get to Memphis.
But that's what I love about it, because in the movie you don't know what year it is.
Right.
And especially with the flip phones and all of that
and the
shit.
hairstyle.
So you don't know what year it is. You don't know where the Glen is.
Right.
It's ambiguous. It's anywhere Black USA.
There was so many by the houses. I know some like West Side Chicago is very country. I believe, right?
Right.
But not that country to where I see a lot of cities. Chicago City as well, very city.
Yeah.
And this looked like the houses looked like they was in.
Yeah, Fontaine crib was fucked up.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah.
And mom lived there, so that's just how it was. It wasn't like he was living in the crack house. You know what I'm saying? That was mom's crib. Yeah.
Like he wasn't in the trap house.
It looked like
it just was fucked up.
Yeah. And Slick Charles lived in the hotel.
Yeah.
And so did...
It was a 1-bedroom hotel, too. I noticed it was a bedroom back. I said, okay, he really lived there.
Yeah.
With his girls.
Yeah.
And
complaining about the juice.
Right.
Yeah.
No juice.
Yeah.
And so did Yo-Yo. Because when Yo-Yo went to her grandma's house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's like in her bedroom that she grew up in
was the
had her
same
Nancy Drew collection there. It humanized her.
Yeah.
She wasn't always a hoe. You know what I mean? And so she had aspirations. She wanted to be, she wanted to use her mind. She loved the Nancy Drew books like my sister did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they end up being Nancy Drew throughout that whole movie.
What I love about Yo-Yo's room is such a good point. Which goes to your point. Yo-Yo's got the only room that's organized.
Yeah.
She's got the only room that's clean.
Yeah.
She's got the only room.
Aside from that, to add to that, to alley-oop that, what's the first thing she said when she came in the room? When she let them come up in the room, my grandma up, something, y'all mind y'all tongues. You know what I'm saying? She can hear good, y'all mind y'all tongues. So she had manners. You know what I'm saying? It was layers to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But to go into, which I was kind of talking about as far as it was routine. And with the movie, because I was waiting on, I'm like, okay, I guess the whole movie I'm watching, I guess Fontaine's, that's his last name. Because they call him, his name ain't Tyrone until the end of the film. I was like, oh. But then I thought back at one of the first characters I seen who looks like another character from another film, which kind of plays into the whole cloning thing. The little boy who was looking for Fontaine, when he was sitting in that passenger seat of Fontaine's whip, he looks just like Shorty from Belly.
You know what I'm saying? With the pistol.
With the pistol.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He looks just like that little boy. Little dark skinned kid.
Just a little, and that's a little parallel maybe, like showing you that, okay, there's a kid like him in every... A little boy shouldn't be rolling around with a man that's not his relative.
Exactly.
But just like Shorty was on the block in the park. Hanging with Sincere. Like, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Because
every hood got those kids that's out there unattended.
And
that's grown up too fast.
And what I love about that little boy is it illustrated the duality that these kids live in.
Yeah.
That the duality of the world that these kids live in. Because as much as he's able to tell Fontaine, they on your corner, and I need to let you know that they slanging on your corner, at the same time he cracking jokes about SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So like both of these things exist in his world. Enough to have eyes for the street. They slinging on Fontaine's corner. I need to let him know. But let me tell you about this funny shit that happened with Patrick as well.
How you don't like SpongeBob?
Right. Like
watch that shit.
That collision. That collision of like the streets leaning on his innocence.
Yes.
Right. Like leaning on, like, you know, forcing him down to pay attention.
Yep.
It was just dope.
Another example to that. The whole time he's sipping on that Capri Sun,
like
when Fontaine hit old boy, he said, "Oh, that boy dead," and didn't even
flinch.
Didn't flinch.
And
kept back sipping his drink.
And got back to the Capri.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What a Capri Sun.
Hey,
to me, that's brilliant visually.
Yeah.
This is how real the movie is. When he hit dude with the car.
Yeah.
And broke his leg. And he sat there in pain.
Yeah.
Like in the movies, a lot of times you get hit and you're in pain for the first 5-7 seconds.
Yeah.
And then you talking regular.
Yeah.
Get you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Nah, he was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mother.
Even when they put him on him at nighttime, he still needed some aspirin. He ain't been to the hospital yet.
He was like, he's telling us some aspirin.
But that's the thing. Like again, this is why this movie is so amazing. Because it opens doors to so much cultural shit. No healthcare, no urgent care. There was nowhere for him to go.
Right.
Like the only thing that he had to deal with this was aspirin, right? Like,
and a get back because he hopped out limping.
He got out and limped and let off 3.
And would have limped for years.
Yeah.
I know people like that.
But you heard what Fontaine said, right?
Yeah. What?
When he leaned over him, he said, "You'll never go to the league now."
Yeah. Right. Boom.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he probably had hoop dreams. He was probably that nigga that had hoop dreams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he just seemed like such a regular dude that you know this from the block.
Yeah.
That's a gangster. He'll blow his gun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he's just a regular dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You broke my leg.
Just a regular dude.
And then even when Fontaine took his bread and walked off, he was like, I remember breaking my leg, bro.
Yeah.
And waiting for the nurse to come with the little cardboard splint and the wheelchair. I see her coming away from across the yard.
She was taking forever.
I'm like, hurry up. Everybody crawling me. I'm laying down. I'm looking at the Reebok pumps and Nikes.
You see it through.
I'm looking at her like, I remember doing that. Why this doesn't make you feel better?
Well, trying to control your breathing.
Mental.
Yeah.
It's mental.
Yeah. Mental.
It's a mental thing. And he was doing that. So I was like, that's so realistic.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, I seen somebody, I just watched a movie last night where the dude got his hand smashed. And he was like,
Yeah.
After like 5 seconds, he was like,
right. That's
you
not the way it works.
Broken. You know how sensitive.
That's not the way it
how
works.
many nerve endings you got in your fingers and your hands.
Yeah.
You can be like,
that's not the way it works.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember the homie cut his finger. Cut his finger like 2 months ago. And I'm driving in the ER. And this is one of the homies, he don't show a lot of emotion at all. His finger got cut. And I see him I'm driving. I see him say,
Yeah.
God damn, man.
Working it out.
You good?
He said, working it out.
And then he said, this shit hurting, bro. I said, damn. All right, bro, I'm going to get you there. He was
Pain.
like, and as we could pulling off the freeway, he was like, damn, man. He under his breath, he was like, his hand, because it's so many nerve endings in your fingers.
Yeah.
And your hands, like, bro,
so how do you have a broke finger? And you like,
he was like,
I'm going to massage it out.
I'll take care of it, boss.
Yeah.
Homie.
Nah, you go like, fuck. He smashed his hands. He probably broke all this, knuckles and everything.
Yeah.
So for him to sit there, and then hours later, he was
still fucked up.
Like, aspirin, man. Oh, that's pain, bro.
It was still fucked up.
And I like when the scene where, first of all, let me say this: Fontaine running dude over and then going about his day like nothing. You knew they was getting back at you.
Yeah.
You didn't even have the wherewithal to watch your back.
Yeah.
So when they pulled up behind him, I love that scene because we saw the process.
I was mad at that scene.
I was too, but I loved it at the same time.
Hotel?
At the hotel,
when they shot,
when he got in the car,
like how they did that.
and he all right, hold on. Before I say what I say, why?
Because he knew what it was. And we saw that he knew what it was by the way his breathing changed. You know what I'm saying? That scene was long, and it changed like that, which I love that part. I love how they did that part. I love I heard the bass in the background. You know what I'm saying? With the car running, that was dope. I love that. I love the lights. You know what I'm saying? The neon lights, the whole, the angle, everything.
Yeah.
I love the fact that even when he was trying to get out of it, he was like, rah, like really trying to, I feel like he knew he was dying, but he was like, fuck, y'all motherfuckers got me.
Yeah.
But why they have him hop out like that?
Here's the thing.
He could have masked out first and then went around, or he could have, but why they have him hop all the way out?
Yeah. But if you watch the whole movie, he's the hothead. He's the guy, chill.
Yeah.
In his mind, like him putting in reverse and trying to get out of there first is running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In his mind, I'm not running from these niggas. Some dude's like, bro, you can.
You right.
You could have put it in park. I mean, you put it in reverse and slam, bam.
Yeah.
And while they shooting at you, you can still keep forward, bam, and try to get up out of there.
Yeah.
In his mind, I'm gonna shoot my way out.
Right.
And that's stupid. I'm not doing that. I get that, but he's the person that, first of all, he ran the dude over, and then went on about his day.
Yeah.
With no backup, he got homies too.
Yeah, and his homie told him, when you want to ride out, let us know. And he still was like, I'll handle it.
But I really think that he's a person that some people move thinking this might be my last day.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Yeah.
Because I know you don't do like that. And if you talk to them, I got homies who I grew up with, I'm like, bro.
They don't care.
What happened?
Crash out,
they be like, man, I'm going to keep it 100, bro. I'm 40 right now. I was supposed to be dead 5 times ago.
Fontaine has that energy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they did so much whack shit, so much treacherous shit.
Yeah.
That he probably like...
Yeah. Everybody responds to Fontaine like that. Like he's a pit bull off the leash.
Yeah.
Right? Like whenever he could, like the energy shifts around Fontaine.
Slick Charles, like,
God damn, he was scared.
Yeah.
Even like the prostitutes and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, when Fontaine was around, it was like get down or lay down.
Right.
And they matched that energy with Isaac, who plays the other gangster.
Who was with the business.
He was with the shits too.
Uh-huh.
He was with the shits too.
I mean, in all of that, I understand. I guess because I saw the other side of Fontaine, where not only did he make his mom's the sandwiches, but he cut them for her, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know them dudes, bro.
So I'm like, you at least got, that's why I'm like, at least for moms, why would you? That's why I'm thinking, like, he still has something to live for, and he still loved his mom. Some cats in them situations that got moms, they check out. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't be knocking her, hey, mom, I made you a sandwich, and he cut it for her too. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the repetitive things he'd do, check on moms. So I guess that's part of the reason why I was like, why you just go out like you ain't have nobody in the world? That's what I was pretty much saying. But still, I
literally, what you're saying, it makes sense. But I feel like he's just like Yo-Yo. He feels trapped.
They all feel trapped. That was the thing.
That was the concept, yeah.
The theme was like, not only are they trapped, but there are forces designed to keep you there, right?
Yeah.
Now, after Fontaine gets blasted, this is the only nitpick I have about this movie, that they could easily just replace him and like they literally put him back in the game.
And I watched this, so when I first watched, absolutely right. I watched this film at the ABFF, right? And it was dope. Shout out to ABFF, man. It was super. That was the first film they showed for to kick off the festival. And
that's dope.
I was thrown off. There ain't the pause button, in the reverse, and the rewind, nothing. I was I just saw him get laid down.
Is he dead?
And so, is he dreaming?
Right.
Was that a dream?
Same thing, yeah. Same thing.
And then he walked around. It took me a while, and then he went back to Slick Charles's hotel. I was like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
I started to get a little frustrated, like, man, come on, man.
Now,
But
I enjoyed that part because there were these little breadcrumbs that let you know that things were different. Like, so for example, after he gets shot and he wakes up, right? Like, he goes and he's playing the scratcher, but he's playing a different square in the scratcher than he was on the first day.
I didn't catch that.
Right? Yeah. So like the scratcher, it was like in the middle, and the one was to the right. When he pours the booze in the homeless guys, the homeless guy already has some in his cup. Right? So on the first day, the cup was empty.
Right. I didn't catch
the second day, he's pouring some booze on top of some booze that's already there.
Right.
So there's like little teeny tiny stuff like that lets you know. And then of course, he comes home, the pizza box is already there. Right. That's his trigger to go like, where's Slick Charles and the money?
Right.
So like following those things get you there, and then of course Slick Charles gives the big reveal. What the fuck are you doing here?
Right.
I saw your ass lit up. I saw you get killed last night.
And I didn't even see until I watched it again this morning, because I've seen it a total 4 times too. 3.5 actually. I dozed. But the part where he was back at the after he just did the scratcher and he saw old boy stumbling up the street before the black truck came.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was Fontaine. I didn't catch the fact that was him. It was blood on his shirt and all of that. So I didn't catch that. I was like, who was that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was just somebody he seen a black truck pick up.
Are you sure that was him?
That was him, because he had the gray. I remember because he had on a gray Nike. Specific, I saw that it was Nike. You know what I'm saying? They don't do no accident. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's a gray Nike hoodie. And it had blood on it. You know what I'm saying? From when he was stumbling in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
I saw the big blood stain. That's why Fontaine was looking like, am I tripping?
Is that me?
Yeah. Is that me? Like, but he's not gonna think, is that me? But he
knows it's not him.
Yeah, right.
He
denied it when he saw the body. He was still like, that's not me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so I know when he saw that walk, he was like, well, I've been drinking, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling, but yeah, I didn't catch that too. You said the breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But to me, like at this point, like at that point, like after he gets, I'm already enjoying it. It could just be just a hood movie. I would already been like, I fucking love this. Like I love the way they shot this. I love everything. But once we make that switch and he comes back, And now we get into the. Now I'm like, oh, yeah. That's the point where I went and got my snacks because I was like, oh, this is gonna be fucking dope.
Yeah.
And then when they go, they find Yo-Yo. They go to the house. They go down to the laboratory. I'm like,
when I seen the white dude with the afro, I said, oh, this is getting good.
Yeah.
White dude with an afro in the lab.
Before we get all the way down there, I want to talk about how we gradually saw that Fontaine was realizing what was happening, or realizing that something ain't right with me and everything else, because he kept saying, "Man, where the money at?" He said, "Bro, you told me you got the money. You were just here." He said, and then he's like, "But I saw you get lit up yesterday."
Yeah.
He was like,
it was Yo-Yo's cosign,
right?
They had to go find Yo-Yo, and Yo-Yo was like, "Yeah, like." I assumed it was you. I heard the gunshot.
I thought it was you killing Slick Charles.
Yeah.
Doing me a favor.
Yeah, he was like, Yo-Yo.
Yeah.
But I saw the car.
I doubled back
and saw the car that came and picked you up. And then they get to looking for the car. And the car that she points out is the same car that he saw pick up that dude randomly.
Pick up him.
Yeah, pick up him.
Right.
Yeah. And now they're in the house.
Now they walk in the house.
Yeah.
And all right, so one thing to me that throws me off is why is Slick Charles and Yo-Yo going into this trap house with him in the dark?
Yeah.
With a truck outside. So they already thinking there's somebody in there with shotties, maybe a Tech 9 even.
Why they looking out like that?
Yeah. They don't have no choice because of Fontaine.
I'm thinking they're afraid of him.
They're afraid of him.
So I think
it's deeper than that.
So I gotta go in there. Oh, this is my other theory before you say it.
Yeah.
You might not even say this, but when it's all said and done, they got each other's back. I noticed this about as bad as Slick Charles talked about Yo-Yo and Yo-Yo about Slick Charles.
Yeah.
Like
they for sure had each other's back.
He wasn't, and he was like he wasn't gonna leave without her.
Yeah.
And she wasn't gonna leave without him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like every time, even when he was in the van, he was in the van, strapped. And she was like, we gotta go get him.
Yeah.
Like she was trying to call him, his phone's in the back seat. She's like, this dumbass.
Yeah.
Right.
Like she could have been, I'm supposed to be on my way to Memphis now.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Like and that's honestly a lot of hoes and they pimp. They do
it's
be
that
like
relationship.
That.
Yeah.
They do be like that.
Yeah.
Even that, I know some pimps who retired pimps who still live with their former hoes.
Damn.
And they taking care of them like big brother, daddy.
They're family.
Yeah, they still family. Because
family.
They when it's all said and done, they don't have nothing else.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Slick Charles didn't have no family, bro. That was the family.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was that because remember when I told you that she was like, oh, and I heard the gunshots, I thought that was you doing me a favor. And that's why it's very subtle, but you catch Slick Charles say, Yo-Yo, like what you
like,
saying?
damn,
Like,
that's
damn,
cold.
like that's messed up. And then on top of that, when she got on the elevator with him, with Fontaine, Slick Charles could have left. But he was like, damn, because of Yo-Yo, I'm going.
Yeah, that's what he was. Because Fontaine was by himself. Hey, go ahead, bro. I'm in the car.
Yeah.
But I think aside from the fact that they were scared of him, I think it was deeper than that. They were also curious as well because there's something going on.
They more curious than he is.
Yeah.
They know more than he does.
Yeah.
He don't know.
He don't know.
Yeah.
It's like,
they know for sure. I saw you yesterday, bro.
Yeah.
but nobody knows more than Slick Charles. That's why he like, hey,
Right.
I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? That ain't freaking y'all out. And he know at the end of the day, I done seen you get killed. Now you show, man, I don't
He
want
said
nothing.
you're supposed to be leaking right now.
Yeah.
I think like you guys make such great points, and I think they're all tethered together. Like Fontaine needs to find out what happened to him.
Right.
That's why he steps on the elevator. Yo-Yo from the Judy Blume, you know, to
Nancy Drew,
she's curious and
she said,
adventurous.
Yeah,
10
adventurous as hell. Yeah.
She steps out, and then to your point, Slick Charles cares about her.
He ain't gonna let her go
So
down
he
there by
steps
herself.
he steps on the elevator, not for Fontaine,
For Yo-Yo.
but for Yo-Yo. I think after that event, and we can talk about the laboratory, but when they get back to Yo-Yo's grandma's house, I think they all kind of care for Fontaine a little bit.
yeah.
Because now they realize that, like, now they've got
We in
big
this shit
question
together.
marks,
Yeah.
and we're in this shit together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's when I think that's when they get real close. Especially after Slick Charles kill old boy, but it's really Yo-Yo's fault, but it's really not. Because at the end of the day, he brings he brings Fontaine to Yo-Yo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, let's go find Yo-Yo. You know what I'm saying? And he bring her to it. So he kind of responsible for it.
Yeah.
So they kind of, they all locked in now, you know? So yeah, I feel like at that point, that was a turning point, you know what I'm saying? Where they were like, okay, we got to look out for each other. So yeah.
Even when Yo-Yo, Slick Charles said, Slick Charles said something to Yo-Yo about like her sucking dick. And he said something to her about her being a hoe. And it hurt her feelings.
Yeah.
You can see it. And then, even Fontaine did. Fontaine, they both did jabs at her for being a hoe.
Right.
And Fontaine said it to her, and it hurt her feelings, and you could tell it affected him.
Yeah.
It affected him. I saw it. I mean,
looking at the subtle,
because he didn't say, I'm sorry, but he said he knew he went too far.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because she's out here trying to help him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he said something about, so blah, 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 you out here sucking dick for such money. And she did this. She was like, I let you in my house, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I let you sleep in my bed.
Yeah.
I slept on the floor.
Yeah.
If you notice that. You know what I'm saying?
noticed he had his shoes all on the bed, too.
Yeah,
I was like, damn.
Nah, take off the J's, my nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But he woke up, got his goons, went back to the crib.
Hey, the goons just...
They was riding out,
man.
Yeah, they was with the shits.
Oh, yeah, man. He said, I don't mean to rush you, bro. But
you know who old boy reminded me of when he said, dog, all you gotta do is say the word, we got you. Who he reminds you of? Who that we know?
Ali.
He was sitting on the thing and he had the fan.
Yeah, that nigga had the fan every scene.
But listen.
Every scene.
Aside from that, he said, dog, all you gotta do is say the word, you know I got you. Who that sound like? Brother Dean.
Dean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Third good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that for sure. They kicked that door in and they didn't know nothing. He said, bro, I need y'all to come back to this crib with me.
Even that part. And he was like, dog, let me know something, dog. It sounded like Dean. I'm like, Dean would have
They was inside. They was like, he would have murdered that.
Yeah.
He was like, let me know something. What we looking for, man? Because Tyrone Fontaine wasn't saying nothing.
Yeah.
He was spooked. He was like, he was going to every room looking like this room different. And they're like, bro, are we in here? And now what?
Yep.
Let me know something, dog. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? You get me nervous, bro. You ain't saying nothing.
Right.
But they was ready.
They was ready.
Yeah.
And then he went to the closet and he was like, like he was expecting it to move or something.
Yeah.
And then he went out there, even when they left him, he left his homies.
Yeah.
They know Fontaine is just one of them dudes.
Yeah.
And I thought he was riding with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like he had his partners, but he only called his partners when he really had to throw down.
Right.
Like what he should have did when he ran that dude over, they should have went with him everywhere he went for the rest of that day. You know
but again, that's thinking how I was thinking too. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, why you not doing what make? But again, he probably feel like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And on top of that,
I don't live scared.
On top of that, he not living scared. Dang, what kind of I guess kind of contest what I was saying as far as he has somebody to live for as far as moms. Fontaine was dead inside because his little brother died. Bro.
Yeah. Here's the thing. His mom, in his mind, my brother dead. My mom is in mourning for years now.
Yeah.
Let me at least make her these sandwiches.
Yeah.
That's all I nigga know how to
Felt
make.
guilty.
Yeah. And he wouldn't open that door because she was like, she didn't want to see it. So how I saw it was he's suffering, right?
Yeah.
Mom is suffering and they're both suffering separate.
Yeah.
They're not dealing with nothing.
Yeah.
She don't even want to open the door to see him. A lot of time when you lose a child, it affects how you feel about your other children.
Yeah.
Or a lot of times you mourning so much you neglect the other kids.
Yeah.
He was a neglected son.
Which was the flaw in their design.
Right.
The flaw in their design with Fontaine is even though he was dealing with pain, it was the residual of love. Right? He had love. He had love for his mom.
Right.
And he had love for his little brother. And it was love that he had for that little boy that I think was the catalyst in to get back and get him down. Right? Like I think when he has that conversation with the little boy outside and they get to spraying each other with the juice box, at that point, I think Fontaine decides to fight back. Because up until that point, you know, and I'm kind of jumping ahead, he decided that I was just going to do what I'm going to do.
And Yo-Yo was like, you a buster.
Yeah.
You a buster.
I got a question for y'all. And this is something that tugged at my heart real quick, but it was so much going on, I had to keep up with the movie. I didn't want to stay on it too long.
Right.
What y'all think happened to Fontaine mama, bro?
Okay, so
that she never existed.
right. So
She never existed, and the brother never existed.
if you think about it, yeah, he did exist before.
But in Old Man Fontaine.
Oh, so yeah, Fontaine.
His mom been dead. Wow.
Yeah.
Because of
so the real Fontaine lost his mama years ago. 40 years ago.
Yeah, years
You know
ago.
what I'm saying? So he was just made a clone, and this guy's name is Fontaine. But in LA, we jumping too far. But ain't no. If you ain't seen the movie yet,
spoiler alert.
you're a loser.
You're right. You're right.
But like Tyrone is the LA clone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Fontaine is the Glen clone.
Is the Glen clone.
But they all come from
Old Fontaine.
And they know they habits is already set. They got they know Fontaine.
What was the henchman there? Was his name Chester?
Chester.
Yeah. Chester, that was the same clone.
Yeah.
But Chester was Chester, Fontaine. And because Fontaine is known in the Glen as Fontaine, every time he comes back, he's still Fontaine.
Yeah.
What city did they see the naked
that was the Glen.
That was in the Glen. When all the clones was spilling out by the street.
But Tyrone and his crew from LA, they was watching the news that was happening over there.
I remember that part. Where did Fontaine and them say they were going though?
It was going to go to Memphis.
Memphis.
At the end of the movie, they decided they was going to go to Memphis.
And that's why I think it wasn't Chicago. I don't think you're going to go from Chicago to Memphis. You would go from Memphis to Chicago.
But maybe that's the reason why they went to Memphis. Because of how Memphis is. Maybe that was another message in it. The fact that they're going to Memphis because that is a real place where that kind of stuff could possibly happen at.
They did kind of allude to like a sequel of them fighting to take down even more the man that now that they know what to do.
That'd be cold.
After how to do Nancy Drew
would be cold.
Oh hell yeah. Because
they're telling who else they'll introduce. You know the plot.
And there's still another Tyrone out there.
Yeah, like his story.
In a chair.
His story.
No, I'm not Tyrone. Another Fontaine. Remember?
In a chair.
Remember they thought Fontaine was dead, so they made him another one. Right? And he was in the body bag. He came to life because he was never dead. He was just shot in the arm. And
they tied him up.
And they tied the new Tyrone up. They tied him up in the chair.
The new Fontaine.
Okay.
So remember like when which was a great scene when they go to Isaac, the other gangster, and they give him the story. He's working on his lines in the car.
Yeah, that was dope.
which was awesome. When he shoots that Fontaine, and that Fontaine plays dead, so that the van is going to pick him up and take him into the facility. When they drop off the new Fontaine,
you're right.
That's when Slick Charles and the prostitute hem him up.
Yeah. Right.
Tie him up. They snuff him out and they tie him up. So he's still.
He got in his car. He said, "Doze off."
Yeah,
doze off.
So that Fontaine is in the hotel right now. Right. Like he's still in the hotel. He don't know nothing.
All he knows is all he
knows is his program.
Is Yo-Yo and Slick Charles got me tied up. But he knows them.
Right.
He's programmed.
It was the other prostitute that did it.
Oh yeah.
She was funny. Girl. I don't know her name, but she was great. Biddy. Was that Biddy?
I think so.
Yeah. So there are a couple of things that I want to point to. I mean, because literally every single aspect of this movie, we hadn't even talked about what they're doing with the white guys. But like what I loved is I loved all the different things in the hood that had purpose, like the chicken. Right?
Chicken,
like, like the chicken, the hair products, the hair grease, the grape juice in church. You know what I mean?
The grape juice, the communion juice at church.
The music.
Yeah.
Right. The music?
The music.
There was so much symbolism there.
Yeah.
Even when they was listening to the music in the car, and he was, I'm getting sleepy. I'm just
music makes me sleepy.
Yeah.
And the way homegirl was when she was getting her hair done. And she was talking. She was complaining. They doing us wrong, such and such and such.
That cream started setting in.
So maybe I'm just tripping.
Maybe I'm tripping.
Man, I thought all of that was...
The chicken got you giggling.
Chicken got you giggling.
And he recognized it because he had never seen Fontaine laugh.
Yeah.
I thought that was so awesome, man.
And so that was...
I thought that was
and
so
let you,
awesome.
He said, I've known you a long time. I ain't never known him. I've known this nigga a long time. He ain't never smiled before. I never seen you laugh.
Yeah.
And Fontaine was rolling. He was like, I never...
And at a time like this.
Never seen him laugh. I ain't never seen you laugh.
Yeah.
He
got to looking around. And the entire chicken joint.
Everybody rolling.
And when he slapped everything off the table, Mm-hmm.
And keep laughing.
Yeah.
They looked at him for a minute.
They looked at him.
And kept laughing, yeah. And then went
yeah, went right
I
back
was
to
like,
that.
damn, just how easily the one little distraction that'll make you, and then they go right back to what they've been programmed to do because it was whatever.
And we think about, like, I think about the products. I think about the products that are like staples in the Black community, right? Like 40s ain't as big as they were.
Yeah.
But like 40s was the thing. Like,
I remember.
Like that was
I
a
remember
thing,
seeing that
right?
growing up, yeah.
You know, Popeyes, chicken. Like it was the thing, like the certain boozes, grape swishers, like all of these things that are just only really in our hood. Like they sell them everywhere, I guess, but they over-index in our community.
You see about 13 Popeyes in the hood.
Yeah.
In the urban area, in the suburban areas, you're gonna see 2.
Yeah.
Maybe. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see more KFCs than Popeyes.
Yeah.
And even then, you'll see more El Pollo Locos in the hood than anywhere else.
El Pollo Loco.
It's the same thing.
Popeyes used to be KFC.
Yeah.
You don't get Chick-fil-A in the hood.
No.
Not like
we just got one.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
But that the grape drink, like the metaphor in church.
At church on Communion Day, we had grape drink.
That grape drink.
Yeah. And the little wafer, the little
it represents the flesh of Christ.
The way they was playing Back That Ass Up.
Man. And folks
just so good.
Yeah. And the white dude with the afro is basically culture vulture.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was so much symbolism in this film. I thought it was dope. And it was up to your interpretation and for you to realize it as the movie went on.
Yeah.
And it is, and I felt like it makes sense because it is culture vulturing, even with the food, because the food is a culture as well.
Right.
Black people's food is a culture. And I was telling somebody this, how it's culture vulturing with all of the foods, because recently I seen a meme that said Caucasian style cuisine or something. And I was like, what y'all selling in there? But then when you look at Taco Bell is a whitewashed version of a real taco spot. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Even with other food spots like Arby's is really a barbecue spot, but with a different kind of spin on it. You know what I'm saying?
Tri-tip.
Yeah, we don't eat
tri-tip.
Tri-tip sauce.
That's beef stroganoff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The beef strogie.
Got you dipping a sandwich in some beef juice.
The beef
Yeah.
Look at the strogie.
Even though the strogie is actually good though.
Yeah.
But we know that beef stroganoff isn't Black culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, beef stroganoff is a funny dish to me. I don't know why. I guess because the first time I heard about it, Kid was like, "Oh, that beef stroganoff." Oh man,
beef stroganoff. You heard about it that late?
Yeah.
Huh?
I knew about it as a kid.
Nah.
But
when I
also-
saw Soul Plane, I said, "Ugh, beef stroganoff. What is that?" And he went.
It looked
through
terrible, but beef stroganoff is fire if you
Yeah.
ain't never had it. No. It's I heard it like in the white school, the white movies back in the day.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It's something you're supposed to eat with your pinky
beef
up?
stroganoff? No. It's like a hearty meal. It's like hamburger helpers. It's like a
What's in it, man?
beef stroganoff. It's like beef chunks, like not tri-tip, but it's like
stew.
like a stew, like over rice or over noodles or something like that, right?
Stew.
But it's beef stroganoff is like a German dish.
Yeah.
It's like a European dish.
I mean, it's interesting because like the grocery store is filled with things that are just not like natural to like Black people's diet.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's whole aisles of like you can go find some beef. You could go find some boxed beef strogie tonight.
Yes.
like it's in the aisle. You can go get
You
it.
can find that.
But you'll walk right past it because that's not your, that's not your flavor.
Yeah. So, but
box beef strogie. That's
Go get
crazy.
some beef strogie.
Yeah.
some beef strogie,
beef
bro.
strogie in a box.
That's
So-
beef stroganoff, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that looks like fine cuisine.
You can fuck that up though. Yeah. Beef stroganoff is good.
Almost like
Hey, this got mushrooms in it though, and parsley.
but
You
the
don't
but
like-
the
you
way
don't
you
Yeah. This
It's a
that's a
stew.
gourmet beef strogie.
Yeah.
this don't look like what Kevin was eating on.
That's what I'm
Soul
saying.
Plane.
Yeah.
They made it look
His shit
worse.
was
though.
popping
Yeah,
in
it
there.
is. But some beef stroganoff is highly sauced.
Okay,
So it's
yeah.
like it's more stewish.
Like you know the way like there are 20 different ways to make top ramen.
Yeah.
Right.
Dry stop ramen. You
Yeah.
got
Like somebody that knows ramen can take that little square and turn it into some.
Oh yeah.
My cousin made it in
Ridiculous.
Alfredo one time. It was mind blowing. She took the noodles, drained all the water, poured a little bit of milk, and then half the sauce packet in was stirred. I said, "What's that?" She said, "It's Alfredo. It's fettuccine. It's chicken Alfredo, and it tastes like it because it had the milk sauce in it
and the noodle base,
the milk sauce,
yeah,
and the noodle base,
and the noodle base.
Yes, man. So, beef stroganoff was fire though. You actually enjoy that. Yeah. So they got different kinds. I'm saying.
Before we get to the awards, even though I feel like there are a bazillion things that we haven't talked about, I like the ending, and I like the way the hood fought back.
Yeah,
right.
I was surprised that they put that in there like that though.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Like it's us against them.
Kind of gave me the feeling with the little chair video. You know what I'm saying? That same gave me that
Montgomery
same
Brawl.
Yeah, and then with Slick Charles talking, and she was like, "Yeah, I got the whole hood with me.
Yeah.
I got the whole hood with me." I was like, "Ooh."
I love that scene too. I'm a visual dude too.
Yeah,
man. I love to see
them all ride,
a wide shot,
yeah,
a zoom out, a pull out shot where
you know what it gave me last time that I checked.
Yeah, of course.
Like Nipsey, it gave me that Nipsey video vibe. I was like,
the cavalry.
Yeah.
What I like though, and this is like it's brilliant. This movie, every time I watch it, it climbs higher on my list of like my favorite all-time movies. Because all the hood needed to know was that it was us against them.
That's all.
That's all the hood ever needed to know was that it's us. Like they are trying to fuck with us. They're fucking with our food. They're fucking with our head. Like they're trying to control us. Just simply knowing that fact was enough for the hood to galvanize, right? Like, and ride out.
I love the scene where, or the montage of scenes where it showed how they got the plan together. How Fontaine ran up on old boy with the crutches.
Yeah.
He was trying to get away. He was like, "Hey, man." He said, "Make sure Isaac get back to me, man."
Right.
All right. And he walked off. And he was like, he looked at the camera. He was like, "Fuck you." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just to keep the energy, so they would the camouflage the what they were really trying to do.
Right.
Like it was a beef steal.
Right.
And they was in the cars, and the girls was like, "Yeah, so he said $10,000."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
How they played
It was very. They found a way. They figured it out. They put their black minds together, and they figured out a way through all of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Through cameras, through the microphones, all of that. We still got to keep the same. You know what I'm saying? But the delivery is going to be different.
And I love that Slick Charles was the architect of it all.
Because he was slick.
Because
Slick Charles.
he was slick.
Even when he hit the money,
he was
that was
smart.
dope.
Yeah.
He's smart. Yeah,
he was smart, like a pimp.
Right, slick like a pimp.
Understood people.
Yeah,
understood. What was going on and how it all worked. It was just dope.
Well, as a pimp, the minds of pimps are pretty interesting. Bro.
Yeah,
like to be able to be the warden and the savior at the same time.
Yeah,
to his flock of women,
manipulation.
Manipulation, head games, and all that. You got to be kind of sharp.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. He finally put it to good use. You know what I'm saying.
Pimps have to manipulate facts.
Right.
And that's exactly what Slim Charles did. He created a story. He created a narrative. He modified the facts for the people that were watching so that they thought what they saw was reality.
Right.
The same way
you make a woman feel like I'm gonna give it a word. I'm gonna give your mama, your daddy, your brother, your papa.
Yeah. Same shit he tried with Fontaine when Fontaine wanted his money. And he was telling him, I was Pimp. What'd he say? What Pimp of the Year?
Pimp of the Year.
Yeah. He said, "Show me some respect." He's like, "Man, that shit don't mean nothing to me. Where my bread at?"
Where my bread at?
You know what I'm saying?
It didn't work for him.
Where my bread at?
And when he was thinking on the car, he was like, I got a plan.
You ain't gonna like it.
He said, "You ain't gonna like it." And of course, if you tell me, bro, you gotta get shot.
Yeah.
You're not gonna like it. You're not gonna get killed. You gotta get shot by the dude that killed you the first time to get reshot.
That's different.
You know what I'm saying? That's sacrifice.
That's crazy.
That's sacrifice.
Yeah.
And this is not a comedy.
Yeah.
It's not, but like
it's a dark comedy.
It's a dark comedy.
You know what I'm saying?
Because like when they're singing "I'm Going Down" in the elevator,
right?
You know, it's
even
hilarious.
Before that, just the pimp. His character alone is hilarious.
Yeah,
right.
So Charles Yo-Yo is funny.
Yes,
you know with her
Isaac
jokes.
Is funny.
Isaac is funny
when he pulled the strap out under the poncho.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yeah, man, you know." I forgot what he said, but he was like, "Yeah, we'll see about that."
Yeah,
and it was like, he was like,
"Yeah,
right,
we'll see about
right,
that."
Right,
and he was like,
The real subtle, yeah. The real subtle. Yeah.
It's not goofy humor. It's real life situations that make it funny, and that's the kind of comedy I like.
I want like writer, director, actor. Both of you guys, like if I was to make a movie, it would be just like they call Tyrone.
Yeah.
Because that's
that's my style, bro.
I loved it so much. It was satirical. You know how much I love satire.
With a message too.
With a message.
Kiefer Sutherland came out the
It
picture.
was not hokey. Like that shit felt real.
Yeah.
And I love movies where we put black people in unfamiliar places.
Yeah.
Where it's not cooning.
Yeah.
Right? Like black people, like they clone Tyrone. I want that like in a zombie movie.
Yeah.
Like I want to see those three characters dealing with the zombie apocalypse. Right? That type of shit.
You don't hear in zombie movies and horror films and blood and very gory filled movies.
Yeah.
You don't hear
how nasty it is.
Yeah. Right.
What the fuck?
Yeah. We need to get one of those.
You don't hear that.
We need to throw his body outside. I ain't touching that.
I ain't touching that.
He stank. Yeah. All that.
Yeah. You don't.
Y'all need to start writing that for Halloween. Right?
Yeah. He stank.
He stink. I ain't touching that nigga.
Y'all want to see a dead body? Yeah. Stop playing so much.
Yeah. Right.
Stop playing so much.
Nigga, it's hilarious, bro. Like regular stuff. Even seeing like Stick Charles leaving his phone in the back seat.
Yeah.
That's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
She calling him and then his phone ringing. She's like, this nigga's stupid.
Right.
Yeah, man. I think it's so relatable to me. I feel like I know those three people.
Yeah.
I definitely know Fontaine.
And I know those three environments. Like I love the fact that like the entryway to the laboratory, to the underground, were these places where black people be all the time.
Yeah.
Right
in your face.
Right? Like the record store was there. The strip club.
Yeah.
The trap house.
Yeah.
The
restaurant.
church.
The restaurant.
The chicken shop. The church.
Yeah.
Like all of these places where black people be all the time is where the secret passage to where they
neighbor's
run the
house that looked
experiments.
like a normal neighbor's house.
It was a trap house.
No, the other house wasn't a trap house. The house it was a kid's.
The house with the elevator?
Yeah.
No, it was originally a trap house.
No, I'm talking about when they went back.
When they went back, they had transformed it.
Yeah, into
just a
living
house. Yeah.
Bedroom. They had
Yeah.
a girl's
At that
bedroom.
point,
basketball court on the wall.
But the previous version of it
was a trap house.
And
they just switched it like that.
And she was like, they got a break room in the trap house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
We got to get into some awards.
Yeah.
We got, fuck, man. We could go 2-3 more hours.
Yeah, because there's so much to unpack.
Or was there anything, before we get into the awards, was there anything that you guys wanted to say about this movie? Whether it be a scene, theme, or something that we haven't touched on before?
Yeah, I think the overall, I think point of this film was to show how white people or the dominant society sees us. And so where are we at? We eat chicken, drink malt liquor, and said that keeps us in our place. So as long as you feed them chicken and feed them liquor and let them shoot each other and gang bang and sell drugs to each other, we fine. Keep them in this space.
Right.
We don't want her hoeing in Memphis. We want her hoeing in the Glen. So let's keep her in the Glen.
Right.
We want Stick Charles to live in that hotel for the rest of his life.
Right.
And we don't want him to go nowhere.
Right.
And as long as we get Fontaine, it's all right, baby girl made some fish. I'm still full. As long as we get his mama in that behind that door, he'll never see her, but he hears her every day.
Right.
He'll stay home.
Right.
He ain't going nowhere.
Leave, right.
He won't leave. So they want to keep them in the trap and keep their minds trapped too.
Keep that picture on the fridge. So every time you see that picture on the fridge, you feel sorry all over again. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry for himself.
He's still mourning. Yeah.
Keep that routine popping.
And it was interesting that Fontaine was a clone, Slick Charles was a clone, and Yo-Yo wasn't.
I thought about that.
And that's why Yo-Yo wanted to get up out of there.
Yeah.
She's the only out of the three. She's the only one that had aspiration to do anything other than what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought about that too.
That's dope.
I thought about that. The fact that like Yo-Yo wasn't a clone.
Hence, when Kiefer Sutherland had the whole club outside chasing down the three, and Fontaine pulled the gun out, and he was like, "What did he say? Black." What
was the code word? The code word was something.
Yeah, it was like.
It
wasn't black molasses, but it was something like that.
He said something like that, and he was like, "I'm not a clone." At the end of the movie,
he was like, I'm not a clone, but he is. Chester
Black Olympia or
Black Olympia.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Black Olympia. And then Olympia Fields. Or something like that.
Something.
You know what I'm saying?
Something.
Olympia Fields.
I think.
Yeah.
Olympia Fields is where the homie live in Chicago. Whoa, hold on. Black Olympia, something like that. It was something Olympia, right?
Yeah.
Anyhow, that was a trigger to get any clone to do what you wanted him to do or her to do.
Right.
In this case, Yo-Yo wasn't a clone. She was like, he ain't the only motherfucker with a gun. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then he couldn't control her.
But he can control the.
You know what I'm saying? He can control the clone, and he controlled her.
Right.
Almost broke her hand. Took the gun, took the gun from her. It was about to shoot her.
Yeah.
And that was to let people in the hood know, like, that's how they see us, man. We clones.
Yeah.
When you kill him, another one that's just like you is going to resurface.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you get rid of one drug dealer, another one pops up. You get rid of one pimp, another one pops up. You know what I'm saying?
Did you guys find it ironic that this was all the mastermind of a black man?
Huh.
You know,
that threw me because his reason for doing it was more like, I guess his actual brother did get killed, right? Yeah. And he thought because by a white policeman. Mm-hmm. But if I make clones and they just stay and they stay in their place, then that'll keep them safe.
His evil mission was he wanted to transform black people into white people. That was the goal of the whole experiment. You guys missed that, or did you catch that?
I didn't catch it.
So he wanted to turn black people into white people. The white guys with the afros were like an early prototype, and he said as much, right? Like, you know, they're kind of like a prototype. But in the back, when we kind of go into his office, you could see the evolution in the background of like black people slowly turning to white. And so that was his master plan, is that the only way this country is ever going to survive is if we don't have this conflict. And it's more than just conforming mentally. We've got to literally be become white.
Explain to me why he kept cloning Tyrone or cloning Fontaine.
So essentially what he said and what Kiefer Sutherland's character said is that we need time and an environment to work on these on these experiments.
That's true. He said, so in the meantime, we got to keep y'all doing the same shit.
We got to keep everything. We got to, we got to keep this place as predictable and forgettable as possible so that, we can do what we need to do to learn, because everything that they were talking about was like mind manipulation, right? Like, how do we control the way they think? How do we control the way they talk? The hair products were designed to like pacify. So this basically was their petri dish.
Right.
And they were running this operation here in LA and everywhere else.
I think that's kind of what I took away from the film, is that it hit who it was supposed to hit, how it was supposed to hit them. Different people who are vibrating on a different higher level are going to see way deeper into it. Other people, it's crazy. Other people will just see it as a dope movie. You know what I'm saying? Or something crazy, or something that's still sci-fi, as opposed to the people that's like, no, it's messages, it's jewels in your Lord. You know what I'm saying? And the more I watch it, the more things that, like, for instance, I didn't see the transition on the back wall. Like, those are the details I didn't look at that I will probably catch. Well, I know for sure I'm gonna catch next time. That's why you watch the
movie more than once.
2,
3, 4, 5 times.
But a lot of people don't.
Because I was listening to I'm sorry.
No, you go.
I was listening to the conversation that old Fontaine was saying. But I was thrown off by all the things that were happening. They were cutting away to like fight,
because all the action scenes are happening.
So I was kind of like, in my mind, I was still processing what I was doing.
I'm like, why is he doing this?
Slick Charles and Yo-Yo was up against Kiefer Sutherland's character, and so it was all kind of things happening. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, like that, like the fact that like Yo-Yo's natural hair protected her. Right? Like little shit like
what
that.
They call it a protective do or something like that.
Yeah.
You do braids or you do plaits, and then you put your weave on top or wig on top.
It was like just so much like little stuff.
That was
and you know what's crazy to add to that? It's a lot of white people who can't tell when women have on. They're like, "Oh, is this your real hair?" And it's like, "Yeah, this is my real hair." Or
they didn't even get it.
They didn't even
know.
You know what I'm saying? They just automatically assume.
Hair.
Yeah.
That ain't my hair, dumbass.
Yeah, right.
The general unseriousness at the end of the movie where like the news crews are there.
Yeah.
And like there's still motherfuckers clowning. Like they out here clowning niggas.
Hey, back in the day, I wouldn't even fuck with this nigga back in the day, but now if you see double, there's trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know
right.
Like, you know, the all of that, you know, there. It's just for me, it's probably one of the most unique movies I've seen in a long
Very
time.
unique, yeah.
Very special. And I applaud it.
And that's why we do this show, bro.
Yeah.
To talk about it. I haven't seen a movie like this in a while.
Yeah. It actually makes you think and it's
yeah,
entertaining and it
it's
looks good
entertaining,
visually.
it's
The
funny.
acting is
Yeah.
good. The plot is good. The lines, the writing is good. Everything is just
All these
point.
dudes, all these hood people look like and remind me of hood niggas I know. It was relatable. And that's what I try to do with my content is try to make people laugh and relate to the characters because they know somebody like that they grew up with.
And you don't even have to be in LA or in
You
the
don't have to be
Glen.
in LA, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why they was like, hey, looked over, was like, Tyrone, they clone, what they say? They clone Tyrone. You know what I'm saying?
Tyrone.
But Tyrone is really Fontaine somebody somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
So
It's interesting. Like one last little thought about the future of Black filmmaking.
Right.
It's very like I came away from this because we've covered a lot of movies, over 50 movies.
Right.
And I don't know if they're going to make any more hood movies. I don't know.
They are.
I'm not connected enough to the hood to know what the stories are, but I know like there's a lot of stories about, like the police, shooting. So they tell those tales. I don't know if we'll get another Boys to Men or Menace to Society or another Boys in the Hood. Boys in the Hood. I don't know if we're going to get that movie again, but like what Jordan Peele is doing, what Blackening is, you know what I mean? Like there's some new stories that are being told by a generation of filmmakers who maybe aren't as tethered to like past Black cinema as before.
Right.
But like you would think that this movie came straight out of Blaxploitation. That an older director directed this.
But that's what, as we see, history always repeats itself, even with fashion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People come around to, at some point, people going to be back to wearing baggy clothes again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just because that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
You know, with
They
the
started
music.
to do it again already, but it's almost like retro.
Yeah.
It's almost like
But then that's how we used to dress. You know what I'm saying? We used to put...
Yeah, man, long tees, white tees.
Don't make me put a rubber band on the bottom of the pants.
Yeah. you cut the size of your jeans so
You can fit.
you can fit over your jean or your shoe. Yeah, bro.
Facts.
I agree,
Creasing
man.
my jeans.
Man. I used to start
creasing his jeans now. I was like, bro, you got a crease in your jeans now?
Yeah.
You can't crease your jeans.
Nah,
not your jeans.
If you saw me
just
come
got
in
out.
with,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be paying attention.
Oh yeah.
I starched them joints up.
They put that iron on there.
Man,
Press down hard.
was ready to go.
Oh yeah.
Ready to go.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's get into some awards.
Some awards.
Who's
man.
the MVP? Who is the MVP
That's tough. That's
of the
tough.
clone Tyrone?
I would definitely say Yo-Yo. I would say Yo-Yo.
Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo.
It's Yo-Yo.
Yo-Yo.
It's Yo-Yo.
Because for a few reasons. She's Nancy Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's Nancy Drew.
They didn't know what to do with that information, and she had the information.
Mm-hmm.
She had read and studied, and they came to her. So what would Nancy Drew do?
What's
that Nancy Drew sex shit do? You know what I mean? She was like, well, they would then find out a little bit more.
Yeah.
So she puts them on the path to trying to figure out exactly what's going on. She calls them on their shit when they give up fighting back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They
both gave up and then until they got her.
Mm-hmm.
They snatched her up when the other prostitute was like, she was here, but they came and got her in this big ass truck.
Mm-hmm.
They was like, oh nah.
Yeah.
I think she's definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Who's the LVP? Is there an LVP of?
Ooh.
I
don't know.
Tyrone?
That's how dope this movie was. I think everybody was necessary. Damn near. Let me think. I gotta think. I think a little deeper.
I mean,
least valuable player.
I always used to talk about who I like the least, but I can't say nobody was. Everybody played a part.
From the dude getting ran over by the car,
he played a
to
part.
Isaac, everybody played a part.
Yeah.
The little dude,
to the little boy, he played a part.
Yeah, I mean,
even Kiefer Sutherland,
yes,
like he played a part.
Yeah, for sure. That was probably one of the most important scenes.
Yes,
in the film.
Yes,
up till then.
Yeah.
To explain what's going on. You know what I mean?
The White Afro guys played a part.
Yeah.
Old Fontaine played a part. Chester, even though he didn't have no words.
Right. Nah.
You know.
But he was probably he wasn't the oldest clone, but he was one of the most developed clones.
Mm-hmm.
He knew how to squab. He had more hands than Fontaine.
Yeah.
He was legit. He was
but they
Chester was a weapon.
They programmed him better.
I was thinking that too.
They gave
do that shit.
Fontaine just wild aggression. They gave Chester like aggression, precision fighting. He was
right.
Yeah, he was nasty with it.
You can look at Chester and tell he wasn't nothing to fuck with. When he first walked up, I said, "Oh, this is different. He a different.
Yeah,
he a different
one.
This is Terminator.
Fontaine. Yeah. He gonna run through.
And the way Boyega played that, like at first, I was thinking, like a light bulb's gonna go off in Chester's head. Right? Like, especially when it was just Chester and Kiefer Sutherland. Yeah. And I was like, see, something's going to happen and he's going to have a connection with Fontaine.
Right.
And suddenly, whatever, they do that kind of stuff. Right. Where somebody who's been automatic, like, suddenly their program shift.
Chester was, come back.
Chester was never like that. Right. Chester never looked at Fontaine with anything.
Yeah.
It was never, it was never discussed.
Yeah.
It was never friendship.
He was never like
affinity. Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
Us?
What? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Could it be?
There was no like get out vibes. There was something else inside Chester on the way out.
He was blank. He was super blank.
Right.
Yeah.
But there was with the Slick Charles when he was under the spell, when he was telling when Kiefer Sutherland was telling Fontaine to shoot us, put the gun in his mouth. You saw Jamie was like, you saw
he was
Slick Charles. He was like,
yeah.
Even when he let him go, he took the translator. He's like, relax. He was like,
yeah.
Like he was trying to fight.
He was trying to fight back. Yeah.
Because I think what it was is that they were both under hypnosis, but he was focusing on Fontaine. So he didn't really he had Slick Charles kind of like at bay, but not really under his
he was frozen.
He was frozen.
Like that was the off switch or the button.
Yeah.
Okay, so no real LVPs here.
It's maybe the fan in Old Boy's hand.
Yeah.
The fan.
Yeah.
But he needed
that fan was clutch.
That fan was,
especially in that area.
He always had it. Every time you seen him, he had
Which means he always had batteries for it.
Yeah.
He was prepared. Oh, he had a USB charger.
The homeless wino, he played a role.
Oh, he was super important. He was necessary.
Yeah.
Yep.
Said that new car smell.
He said it's in the water.
Yeah, it's in the water.
It's in the water.
Yeah,
That's
he
the
had
first
all
thing
the
he
game.
said. I was like,
all the game.
So we did MVP, we did LVP. Wow, an overacting award.
Slick Charles.
Slick Charles was doing
sometimes.
Yeah,
but he's a pimp.
It's hard for a pimp to play small.
Going back to the game banging stuff. Like everything got to be super on point and on too hard, too rigid. Pimps is like, come on, man, what you talking about?
But I did like how he. You know what I'm saying? It was certain times he was up and then he came down.
Yeah.
Other parts where he was going, and he went loud and then he was like, "Nigga, you think I'm scared of you, nigga?"
Yeah.
And then he was like,
"Spidey sense ain't going off of him."
Yeah.
But totally believable.
Right.
Totally believable.
Oh yeah.
I liked how you pull that gun out too. That all goes.
I love that they all had straps.
They all had straps.
A game banger is going to need a gun. I mean, a girl, he has to have a gun.
Yeah, all had straps.
And a prostitute in the hood should have a gun too. A small one.
Yes.
And a pimp, if you really know what you're doing, you're gonna have to have one too. But he wasn't with the violence at first.
Yeah.
He was like, "Man, come on, man."
That's why his gun was so pretty. That shit was just for show.
Yeah.
Unless I got a
show pistol.
You know what I'm saying? Because who really gonna be out here with a gold gun and think ain't nobody gonna say, "Yeah, he was in with the gold gun." You know what I'm saying? If you bring that motherfucker out, it's for a good reason. Yeah. He liked pulling it out too. Yeah.
Just in case.
Pause. Ooh.
Yeah, pause indeed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
Okay.
Oh, good. You know what I'm saying?
Moving right along.
Can we go to some fists?
Pause indeed.
Yeah, pause.
We get it.
Could have found a new way to.
Where is the brother?
That's
Cameron
on me.
and Mace.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Now it's time. It's like I'm playing BB Bridges, right? Like find my way to ask.
No B words.
Yeah, no B words. How do we rank the Clone Tyrone? From 5 Black Fists, all time classic. 1 Black Fist.
From watching it twice in the first 2 months of its droppage, it gives me everything I need, man.
Yeah.
The acting, the performances, the story.
Yeah.
It gives me story. It gives me performance. It gives me first, middle, and end.
And it has you wanting a sequel. I know I want a sequel.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to see what happens. A lot of movies I'm like, leave it how it is. It's cool. But I would want to see a sequel.
The lead, he did a great job. Jamie was Jamie. Jamie never, I wouldn't say never disappoints, but sometimes Jamie did not disappoint at all.
Right.
He was fantastic.
Teyonah was dope. John Boyega carried that character.
Yes.
I believed in him the whole way.
Yes.
There was one thing, when they went to Granny's house, it was at Yo-Yo's house, and he got up and was like, I said, okay. He mimicked. He mimicked. I could tell it didn't. That's the one time in the whole film I was like, but he built up. Like, I get it. He built up. He built up like he learned that from somebody else.
It was a few things he did where I was like,
that, and then he was like, "Your mom, you want me to get something from the store?"
Yeah.
Niggas would talk like that.
The Tyrone version.
Yeah.
Right.
The Tyrone version.
But even though even though it's obvious, like they're all using Dub C, like they're all using the same like dialect coach.
Yeah.
I appreciate the effort though.
I got the one thing I do not like, bro.
What?
And I notice it once I notice it every time I watch it now. And I feel like both of y'all gonna notice it now. I feel like this is the MVP. I mean the
LVP.
The LVP. Them fake ass weights he was benching, bro. When I tell you that I was noticing that the weights were light, I said it don't look.
Hey, it's a slight
delay.
You hitting 275?
Yeah.
It's a slight delay for someone his size. For sure.
I said.
That was a lot of weight for him to be putting up.
Yeah, I said, nah. He's like, it's your first time, Junebug.
Yeah.
I said, nah, you ain't just come from
John
up under no
Boyega
weight.
about 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah.
That's 275.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a good
nitpick. Unless we saw, because even when the shirt off, his shirt, he's supposed to be pokey. Paul.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be out here.
He was straight.
That dude ain't 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Fontaine ain't 200 pounds.
Yeah, no.
Right. No. Not
He's
at all.
good
And he was shorter than Jamie.
Yeah.
Jamie was taller than him in that scene.
5'10", 5'11".
Yeah.
He about 5'9".
It's a nitpick because the way
that's what took me out of the scene.
And the way Fontaine acted, like after he hit the bench, like when he sits up, he didn't even need all that motivation.
Yeah,
he was like 3 or 4 niggas. You can do it, you know what I mean? Like you would think he was like struggling.
I feel like he should have been by himself.
Yeah.
At least put 100 pounds on it for real in real life.
Yeah.
And then act with that.
He could still hit the weights.
I think that was like 30 pounds.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Okay, let's rank it out.
Yeah. Whew. I want to say 5, man. I dug it. I'm gonna give it 5.
I give it a 4.
4.
I gotta watch it again because it's a lot that I missed that I feel like will bring me to a 5. But I'm definitely there. It's up there.
Yeah.
So I'll say a 4.
It'll be interesting if 5 years from now, I still want to watch this movie, right? Like, it'll be interesting how this movie ages and grows on us. Like, the same way, like, I love House Party, and I can't wait to watch it, and I'm always happy when it comes on.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see if this movie ages like that. But right now, this is 5 black fists for me.
Right.
Okay.
Like, right now, this has the potential. Like, if I throw a dinner party, and I don't have this kind of life anymore, but like that's the type of movie I would throw on. You ain't seen The Clone Tyrone?
Right.
Come on, you got to see this shit. You got to see
something
this
I would
shit.
want to watch with my kids at some point.
Yeah,
when they about 15, 16, like, hey.
Yeah.
So it's got great rewatchable value.
I like the when they showed the plan, and they show how the ops got together and dude in the wheelchair. I feel like they incorporated everything. Even at the end, the dude in the wheelchair is still causing havoc. He already got punches on.
Right.
He part of the whole movie. You know what I'm saying? And so I thought that I'm thinking when it comes to like what's going on, who's obviously it's like the Wizard of Oz thing. Like who's behind all this?
That's why I feel like the sequel.
And then we found out who's behind it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh snap. It's not even Kiefer.
But you got to think about who's funding what he got going on.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. That's what the sequel is for. Who's funding that?
If they do it.
You running this because this is where you were from. This is your base. But who gave you the okay to do this shit?
Because old Fontaine alludes to that. Like he basically says like, I made a deal with the devil.
Yes.
You know, in order to achieve this particular goal. So I'd love to see what happens with Tyrone.
Yeah,
right. Like his
thing.
thing. I'm super interested in what's going on with Fontaine, Silk Charles, and Yo-Yo. I want to see what happens when they get to Memphis.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and I want to go more into what's going on with the conglomerate, with Cobra, you know what I mean?
Right,
whatever
right.
they are.
Operation.
Yeah.
Right.
So I want to return to this world.
But it gave me everything I needed. It gave me gave me a southern feel with the old school.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Gave me pimp. It gave me gangster. It gave me street dudes. It gave me hoe.
Gave me sci-fi.
It gave sci-fi. Yeah. So it was funny.
I feel like somebody really took their time with designing Yo-Yo's outfit too, because that little
yellow jeans.
I was like,
oh, she fitted.
Talk to me. She looked like a little Foxy Brown superhero.
Yeah,
man.
You
know what I'm saying? I feel like somebody
dope.
drew her like that and was like, yeah, we gonna bring this to life.
Right.
And she filled it out.
And so for like a directorial debut,
come on.
Yeah.
Like for a first feature film,
right.
First time directing,
yeah.
I cannot wait to see what this brother's working on.
And I almost felt like, damn, do I give it the 5? Because I wanted to, but I was like, am I not judging hard enough? I said, nah, I think I am. I'm breaking this movie down, this film, and I'm saying what I do like, what I don't like. I mean, John Singleton's first film is a 5 for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
F. Gary Gray's first film is a 5 for me. You know what I'm saying?
And this was ambitious.
This was.
Yeah.
This was hella ambitious.
Real risky.
This is not just linear. It's not like, oh, the movie happens all in one day. Friday happens all in one day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
This was ambitious.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a movie that happened over the course of a week. You know what I'm saying? They figured it out. Yeah, man. 5 Black Fists for me.
5 Black Fists
They
for
clone
me.
Tyrone.
Yeah.
I heard. I've never met someone who hates this film, but I heard some people don't even like it.
Yeah,
I get it. But I wonder if it's because they didn't understand it, or they didn't care too much about sci-fi.
Yeah.
But I wonder. I would find it hard to believe that people say, "Hey, the acting was bad, or the story was just trash."
Yeah.
I was like,
I feel like people who think it's all sci-fi are the people who just don't get it. Because to me, it's not all sci-fi.
It's not all sci-fi.
It's a lot.
It's
It's
hood.
truth.
It's hood.
It's masked as sci-fi, but it's a lot of truth in it. It's blatant truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the delivery is sci-fi. But like I said,
man.
some people just ain't gonna get it. They're gonna say, "Oh, this is just a goofy."
I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
Yeah, like
yeah. And it's like, and I'm with you. Like, I don't want to judge them people for not getting it.
Yeah.
But it's almost kind of like you're not tuned into the right frequency.
Right.
And this is not a highfalutin movie. To your point, right? This is not no existential, hella indie type of shit. Like, it's very raw and real in front of you. But I think some people, they're just not open.
Right.
They need it straightforward. They need it, and this is not a linear movie.
Right. It's not.
It's not a linear movie. So like some people just give me that.
Right.
And this movie asks the audience to think.
Right.
Yeah.
And to play along.
What do you guys
ride along?
What do you guys think about this film? Is this a 5 Black Fists for you? Or is it 4? Is it a 3? Is it a 2?
And why?
And why?
Yeah.
I would love to hear you guys'
why.
Your comments about why you did or did not like this film. I can see some people be like, I don't get it. Then this white dude hopped out of a car out of nowhere. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
There's a secret.
What are we doing?
There's a secret elevator that goes down to this chemistry lab. Like, I thought this was the hood movie. Like, it's way more.
Why they always talking about chicken?
Right.
Yeah.
It's always,
right.
Idiots.
Nah, it was dope to me. I enjoyed it, man.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, Brother Darrell, man, thank you so much.
Thank y'all for having me,
Yes,
man.
sir.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
This is a perfect field to come back on because when I was excited, I told Jazz, I was like, hey, I'm going back on BlackBusters. She said, what y'all doing? I said, they clone Tyrone. She's like, you've been watching that movie back to back. I said, yeah.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
They clone Tyrone. And what I wouldn't have given to be in this film, bro. I would have loved to be one of the homies, one of the goons or something.
That's why I said Dean would have killed that role. I'm sitting there looking at
I could see Dean for sure.
Jazz was like, you would have played, what's his name?
Isaac? The goon. The goon.
She said, hey, you would have played. When they showed him with
shaving,
the shape, I said,
and he walked up,
give me that.
Yeah.
Ooh, give me that.
Yep. Absolutely, bro. For sure,
but
man.
It'll happen.
Write it.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm going to start throwing some crazy shit at y'all.
Yeah.
And be like, listen, man, all right, what we about to do, we about to take this shit, we're going to flip it on his head. Right? Like, and go for it because it took what was obvious and connected it and tethered it in a
So,
way
like,
that just
so much
fucking
creativity.
worked.
Yeah. Fantasy.
Yeah.
What if there's a whole little world under the Glen that was cloning these men and women and putting them back into the world? And yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And not even explaining nothing. They didn't care nothing about the people who saw the nigga die and see him alive the next day. It doesn't matter. Just put him back in the world. Goddamn. Anyhow, man, we can talk about this for another hour.
Right.
Yeah. This is fun, man. They cloned Tyrone, man. Jewel, last name. Jewel, I should have had it. Jewel Taylor. Brother Taylor, man, you did your thing, man.
Bravo.
Shout out to you, man.
Bravo.
So, Jewel Taylor, man, I can't wait to see what you come up with next. That's dope, bro. They clone Tyrone, Anthony Darrell, Bigg Jah.
They clone Big Tone.
They clone Big Tone.
I was gonna put on a hat. Like what I wanted to do this whole episode is like subtly keep putting on different shit.
Yeah, be somebody different.
right.
Yes.
So like, but I left all my shit at home. So I was going like while we was in the middle of the conversation, I was gonna put on my chain. Right, like they put on like some wristbands and just basically be a different dude every 10 minutes.
They clone Tyrone.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying,
but I fucked it up.
It's all good. the name is dope enough. Man.
Yes, sir.
We had fun, y'all. Catch us next time on BlackBusters. I'm your host, Bigg Jah.
They clone Big Tone.
They clone Big Tone. Special guest, Anthony Darrell. Tap in next time, man. Much love. To the max. Pew.
BlackBusters.